What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. My name's Jonathan. Joining me today, Dynasty Owl, the Doc. We're the Masters crew. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Doing good.
Yeah, doing excellent.
Good stuff, man. Good to hear it. Second episode we're recording. It slipped my mind in the first one. I was taking some shots last week at Dynasty Owl. So wouldn't be fair, man. Let's really say, that's a two-piece for you, Doc.
Yeah.
Went 2-0 against the Doc this week.
Nice.
Definitely needed some luck. But I mean, my man, I hate to say it, but it made me feel a little bit better. Wanted to bring it up today.
Oh yeah. There was in our one league, there was a point where I checked the numbers where the entire league, everybody that started, there was I think 8 players that scored over 20 points, and you had 3 of them. And I had 1 of them. So the rest of my team's dudded all over the place last week.
There were a ton of
as I'm
duds
sure a
last
lot
week.
of people did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were actually reseeding yesterday, and I was going through, looking to see who won. Man, one of the games I saw was like 120 to 26.
Oh my God!
So I had to go look. I'm like, did the guy forget to set on? No, he had a complete lineup out there, man. It was Mike Evans, Jamar Chase. Like 1 point. Yeah, it was bad.
Oh yeah,
Crazy.
good lineups were scoring so low.
Make it all the way to the playoffs, then drop a 26-point game with a good lineup, like pretty star-studded. So ready to talk about the Dynasty Waiver Wire. I know personally, man, I've made quite a few moves the last 2 weeks that I think have set my 2022 season up to look better already. That's what we're here to help you do with. I'm going to kick this over to Dynasty Owl. Dynasty Waiver Wire, my man. Who are you taking a look at?
Sure. So this is a guy I picked up in a couple Dynasty leagues just for free. I mean, not even putting bids on him, just adding him because he's been dropped just about everywhere. And the bust label is right next to his name anywhere you look. And, I agree with that. But, there's only so many first round talent type players you can add for free when they're still 24 years old. And that's Patriots receiver N'Keal Harry. I mean, we know the story, drafted 32 overall in 2019. And then injuries just killed his first rookie year. But this guy had a ton of dynasty buzz. I mean, the Commish can attest to this. He was going 1.1 in some leagues, 1.5 in others. But this guy was an early first-round pick after he was a first-round receiver to the New England Patriots. He's definitely missed every expectation you've had for him. He demanded a trade this offseason, didn't get one. And really hasn't been playing a ton either. The wide receiver room in New England's a little crowded. Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, blanking on their third guy right now, but he's
Jacoby
the fourth
Myers.
receiver. Jacoby Myers, rightfully. Yeah, probably maybe the best out of the group. But anyway, he's kind of in the fourth guy out of that boring receiving group. So didn't do much this year. But going into the offseason, I think he could be cut. I think he could be traded, or worst case scenario, he plays out one more year in New England. And he just turned 24 years old. This guy, there's reasons he was picked in the first round out of Arizona State. He's got great size, pretty good athleticism to go with it. And if he just gets in the right system with the right quarterback and all that, this guy could have a decent career. We thought Corey Davis was going to have that huge renaissance, start out similar, and then he had a decent year his last year in Tennessee, went to the Jets. We thought, maybe this is the year Corey Davis is a true wide receiver 1. That didn't quite happen this year, but I think there's going to be a lot of similarities between these two guys' career. I think N'Keal Harry is close to a breakout. Now, is he ever a true wide receiver 1? Probably not, but I think he could get into that wide receiver 2 range, later in his career. He's got his 24 season coming up, his age 25 season coming up, 26. I mean, this guy's got 5 legitimate, potentially good seasons ahead of him. And to be able to pick that up off the streets, I like the opportunity. Hopefully he gets cut or traded this offseason and we get to see him go somewhere where he can gobble up some targets.
Yeah, it's an interesting take. And sitting here thinking there was another guy that I was going to do a show on, and I still might, but I actually think because of what's transpired the last couple of weeks, he's still on rosters. That's Sony Michel. And I just want to bring something up about that. And one of the things I was thinking on that show was, Bill Belichick being, one of the best evaluators of talent that we know. I mean, this is a guy, draft, and I understand that it didn't work out, but I just think from a pure talent standpoint, N'Keal Harry has it all, man. it hasn't worked out. They've rotated through quarterbacks, whatever the reason is. I still think the talent exists. And I do think in the right system, it's a great take. Doc, how you feeling about N'Keal Harry?
Yeah, I don't hate the take. I mean, realistically, this guy was supposed to have Tom Brady for the start of his career, and he never really even got to play with him. So, that's a tough start to begin with. But yeah, I agree with all the things Al said. He's a talented player. It just hasn't worked out. I am a little bit concerned on the fact that, when you think about rosters of receivers throughout the league, I feel like, and this is no knock on Kendrick Bourne, Aguilar, Myers, they're all solid, but I feel like that's it. They're just all solid. And the fact that Harry can't even do anything to really get on the field and on a wide receiver room that, isn't super exciting. It's solid, but not super exciting. There's only a few teams where I could see him actually being added where they'd actually have spots for him to play. But the fact remains, he's young. He was a first round receiver. The talent's there. I can't think of a receiver that was drafted in the first round that didn't get a second chance. So he's going to get a second chance somewhere. So I think it's worth kicking the tires on him just to see if he's got any juice left in the tank for sure.
Yeah, and as you started saying that, I was sitting here thinking well, on one side, nobody thought that there was no stars going to come out of New England this year at the wide receiver position, most likely. But then as you started saying the fact that he can't even crack into that mediocre wide receiver core, I could see the worry there. But like you said, he is young. He's going to get a second chance. I think he's worth the stash, man. I do. So yes. I think it's a great take. And like I said, man, Corey Davis, there's examples out there, man, of guys getting second life. And that's all you can ask for and hope for in this situation. I like to take, man. So good stuff, Dynasty Owl. That's going to wrap up this edition. As always, man, thanks for watching. If you could hit the like and subscribe button, love for you to come be a part of the Masters family. Any last words, guys?
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.